It is Hump Day Wednesday. Alright, so today we got some Eagles shit for ya. Yep, we got this corny ass broadcaster talking shit on our Eagles. You know what I'm saying? And he talking shit about us. This nigga is out of his mind. So, Fox News, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes this shit be just whack. But today I happened to scroll through and I had to, rewind and put this on for you just in case you missed it. This nigga talking about us. So, write down his name and give this nigga his feedback. Shit, I'm looking this nigga up on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram because I know he out there thinking he the shit. Well, guess what? Us Eagles, we don't play. How about that? In Philly, we don't play. So, put them both together, nigga, you are fucked. I hope you enjoy the show.
Fox Sports host Colin insulting the entire fan base because of how we treat our coaches of past and present.
Here's Colin, one of ours. Colin.
I want to talk about the city of Philadelphia for 3 minutes, which has to be the dumbest sports city in America, because they ran Andy Reid out of town. You ran Terry Francona out of town. Jay Wright's one of the top 5 coaches in college basketball. You're on him constantly. By the way, Philly was originally the nation's capital, and you blew that too. Yeah, late 1700s. You probably ran George Washington out of town. I'm sorry. Andy Reid's been in the sport 20 years. He's winning more than Holmgren, Parcells, and Coughlin. Run out of town. Resurrecting careers. And maybe Philly fans are so dopey, they just don't like the word read. They don't like to read. I don't know what it is. But you cheered Michael Irvin's career-ending injury. I can't trust a fan base that has a courtroom and a jail under their stadium.
Okay, this dude needs a history lesson on America, also an Eagles history lesson. So we go to irate Eagles fan Tom Loudon for response. Tom?
First of all, Mike, I just want to say I was actually happy to see this because Colin hasn't said anything relevant in 2 years. I thought maybe he had passed. But that being said, okay, Andy Reid's won more than he said with Coughlin, Parcells, and Holmgren. What do they all have? Super Bowl rings. Andy doesn't have one. Andy was 1-4 in the NFC Championship games. It was a great run. He was here for 14 years. If we ran him out of town, we did a bad job because he was here for 14 years. And then Jay Wright, if you played that whole clip, he also said Jay Wright took the job from Riley Massimino.
No, he didn't.
Yo, cow turd. Get your facts straight. Riley Massimino went to Steve Lapis, who then went to Jay Wright. And I don't see any protests for Jay Wright. All I see is women saying how hot he looks and guys saying how good of a coach he is. So, I mean, seriously.
Terry Francona.
Terry Francona was 285 and 363 when he was manager of the Phillies. At that point in his life, the only thing he was famous for was being Michael Jordan's manager in the minor leagues. Yeah. He's a very good manager. His record here wasn't even his fault. The team stunk. But you put him in any other city with that record, he's gone. Andy Reid's last 2 years here, 8-8. 4-12. Gone. That's okay. It was 14 years. And he said, oh, he's done it with all average quarterbacks. Like him or not, everybody's pretty consensus that Donovan McNabb was the best quarterback in Eagles history. So let's not minimize the talent that he had on that team either. I mean, this guy's just an idiot. He does this all the time. He's just trying to poke because he knows we actually care about sports, unlike L.A., where he's doing a show now where they don't even care. We go out there and we take... That's probably why he was upset, because all the Eagles fans came over and took over his town this weekend.
That's true.
And he's sitting there and nobody cares.
Yeah, they can't fill stadiums.
And again, Tom, his last name is Cowherd, not Cow Turd.
No, I thought it was Cow Turd. We should double check that.
Let me check that. All right.
Look up Cow Turd in the dictionary. You'll see his face with those big teeth.
All right.
He should know, though, you can't just mess with Philly. Like, you can't do that and get away with it.
I'm getting a rap, so Samantha told me to shut up, so I'm going to shut up now.
All right.
Okay.
Which has to be the dumbest sports city in America, because they ran Andy Reid out of town. You ran Terry Francona out of town. Jay Wright's one of the top 5 coaches in college basketball. You're on him constantly. By the way, Philly was originally the nation's capital, and you blew that too. Yeah, late 1700s. You probably ran George Washington out of town. I'm sorry. Andy Reid's been in the sport 20 years. He's winning more than Holmgren, Parcells, and Coughlin. Run out of town. Resurrecting careers. And maybe Philly...
Well, I guess we can all agree that broadcaster is whack. Well, till next time, love, peace, and head grease. And thanks for tuning in for Keeping It Real with the Deja Show.